hear any concerns or comments about the public murals. Public murals were approved by the Planning Commission at their last meeting. So there's a proposed ordinance that will amend the codified ordinance to add a definition of murals and add regulations for murals to the sign regulations in section 1133. Fairport Harbor Planning Commission reviewed the proposed text and amendments that would add the regulations for approving murals. The Village Planning Commission recommended approval of the regulations. So Dave Radishy is not able to make it tonight, but I know his assistant is here in the back there. Hello. So I don't know if anyone from council, or there are some members of the public out there. Does anyone have any comments? If you would approach the podium, state your name and your address.
Karen Bidlack, 635 Eagle Street, Fairport Harbor, Ohio.
Hi, Karen.
I'm sorry, I missed. What is the murals you're talking about? Sorry, what's that all about? Is this for murals on buildings? And is there been some buildings that have been identified that you're planning on putting murals up?
Well, I don't know that we have any plans for any specific buildings at the moment. No one has really approached us. It would cover the downtown area, and I believe probably down to, I don't know, did we just put it in the entertainment district? So it's just the entertainment district there. So that, I believe, goes from 2nd Street down to Eagle.
Mary, I think it's C1, C2, C3.
Thank you. So it is a little bit more than that. So basically, I think it's the High Street corridor.
And these would have to be approved, like making sure they're appropriate,
Yes,
and the person that's painting is using proper paint and all that,
Colors, yes.
colors and paint. Okay.
And all that is spelled out in the ordinance, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Karen. I don't see any other questions. Does council wish to opine at this point? If not, we can close the public hearing.
I'll just say,
Sure.
I'm really not for it from traveling that done and reading through the plans where the only thing I saw that made sense was if we put one up, we could take it down. And that, otherwise, I've just seen too much, I'll use the word tacky to be professional. I'm just not, for what we're trying to do in Fairport. That's just my opinion. So that's why I came with the public hearing.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, go, if you travel around in Jerry, you say right now you've got, you can't do this or that. We know how somebody will go above and beyond. You say the zone.
Yep, you're on. You just got to get a little closer to it.
I'm too short to get to even there. Anyhow, I'm just.
Okay, thank you for your comment.
We're in 3 readings, right?
I would imagine. So we're not even on first read tonight. Tonight was just the public portion of it. If there was some comments, suggestions to be made to the legislation, we would take that under advisement, propose legislation to council, and then it would be, I believe, up to council. If you guys want to go through 3 reads, I don't know, Jim, would we have to go through 3? Could you pass it on emergency?
Could.
You could. So, with this, I don't see where it would hurt to take it to 3 reads to give people plenty of chance to talk about it, but that's just where we are in the process.
Mayor, the good news is that Planning Commission has authority to make the approval or deny the request. So there is some control in that to help out with what your concerns are, because those are valid.
We've seen it over all the years. I see it recently, right as of today.
In the past, with the other murals that are installed, what was processed?
That's kind of why we're having a process. There really wasn't one before.
There was a little bit of a process. It was organized through the administration, and I remember a prior administrator organized with the Shivers, I think, to place that on the high water building. So that was done in cooperation with the village.
Right, but there was really no formal process.
There was nothing
for it.
formal.
And then we had one, the old Harbor Town Bar and Grill, which is presently the Pompadour. they had put something up on the side
Mm.
that violated the sign ordinance at that time, and then that got painted over, so.
Right.
But there has been some interest expressed, and again, I don't know that anything's really been identified, so we figured now was the time to try to put some guardrails or some bumpers around what murals would look like and how they would be maintained, so. The legislation has some really good, I think controls would be the best way to say it, to where there is a process that would go through in the downtown district. The colors would conform to the historic colors that we adopted, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. So that would kind of be handled in a nice way. And then, today's day and age, you wouldn't just probably allow the painting of the brick buildings. There's wraps and all kinds of technology out there now to make these things very changeable, to where what you see today wouldn't necessarily be there in 5 or 6 years from now. It could change on a seasonal basis. So it can be something really, really cool for the village. I think it could be public art and be a real tourist draw to the village. So there's plenty of canvas, I guess, in my opinion, and I think we're really only limited by our own imagination. Is, I guess, the best way that I would put it. So, okay. Anyone else? Going once.
Maintenance on these?
I believe maintenance is covered in the ordinance.
Just as kept in good repair for vandalism.
Right, that would be up to the administration to monitor. And good repair would probably be not faded, not
Chipping.
chipping, not falling off the building. And if it's vandalized, i.e. tagged or something like that there's a process. Something that, very similar, the Finnish Heritage Museum a number of years ago got tagged and the village was right there to take that off. So we would follow the same, the same procedures there.
But I'm just talking about long-term, maintenance, how things are, it
Mhm.
looks good, and then, and what are the penalties for not following the guidelines?
I believe they would fall into the same penalties as any other building code violations that we have, correct, Jim?
Yes.
So it would be enforceable through zoning, enforceable through the court system.
This is exciting. I'm excited about it. I think it's great. I think it's going to be a nice way for people to get creative and, we'll have some control around it, but not everyone needs to be punished because there's a couple bad eggs out there. So, it'll be great.
Okay, if nothing else, I'll call the public hearing adjourned at 6:12.